Thank you for being here.
But thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Hello, man, and I love your jacket.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's
Yeah,
very comfortable in the cold weather.
yeah. You can't get that at TJ Maxx.
No, you cannot. And that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. So,
Beautiful.
Daddio, we're here today to get to know you a little bit better and also find out what you're up to these days. So, why don't we start for everyone out there? Why don't you tell me, in whichever way you would like, what you do as it relates to the music industry? Um, Anything you'd like to share with us?
Okay. Well, thanks for having me, and welcome back from your hiatus. I missed you. Uh, okay, the music industry. One thing I did although the pandemic, the shutdown was terrible for thousands of reasons. One good thing that came of it for me and some of the widespread panic fans, I was lucky enough to guest host and support the widespread panic Zoom parties. I think there was three of them, could have been four over the course of the lockdown. And they had a DJ Logic was the DJ, spinning the wheels of steel. Giorgio Herman opened the show. He played down there in New Orleans and then we had a dance party afterwards. That was great. I was able to do an impression of Dave Schools for everybody at the party. Coolest guy west of Reno, and he loved it. Yeah, now we're pen pals. Me and Dave are pen pals. But that's come of the shutdown, the Corona shutdown. Um, yeah, what else about the music? Another thing, a fella over there in New Jersey, uh, living the Jersey dream, got a studio in his basement, got one of those McMansions over there in the outside of New York City and stuff. He made a song and it's called the Daddio Sugar Anthem. So that was now you could get that on iTunes, and I seen it on the Spotify's. Um, and so that was really great. That was really great. Really happy about that. Just have somebody write a song about me and kind of tells the story of how I grew up. It's kind of left off at the steps of a casino in Reno, Nevada, and raised by the casino, matter of fact. So that the Daddy Anthem on iTunes and stuff. And then fellas that I became friendly with, these writers and the actors, Emrys Cooper, Donald Brophy, they have a feature film coming out. It's called The Shuru Process, and that will be out on November 24th this year in theaters and on demand. And the Daddio Sugar Anthem is on the movie. It plays in the movie. I saw it in the credits and everything, which is super. Really happy about that. But other than that, Amanda, I've just been a diehard Jam fan for years, and I gotta have it every day. It's like coffee. It's like coffee for me, and I know we share that in common. So I love it. I love that. What else can I say? What else do you have? What else questions do you have?
Well, a couple of things you just shared there that I think are very fascinating. As a former Jersey girl, born and raised myself, I love that connection. So that jam bands, I think there's so much that we have in common. Other than widespread, would love to know some of your other favorite bands in the scene, maybe shows you've been to that you really, really loved.
Where this is you're from Jersey? Do you know a guy named Billy Webster? I know Jersey is a small place.
It is a very small place. Hardly anyone lives there, which people don't really know.
Yeah,
Sounds familiar.
yeah.
Sounds familiar. I bet he's a good guy.
Okay. Yeah, he's the one who get that Daddy Sugar Anthem, the Daddy Anthem. So you should get to meet him someday. So what I did, Amanda, I moved to Morrison, Colorado in the last of the '90s. Remember when everybody's afraid of Y2K, the world's going to shut down? I was living there, right there. So I was bartending at the Morrison Cafe. It's a little Mexican joint right by Red Rocks. So I seen every Panic show that come the last weekend in June. But what I was not prepared for, and I will say this now on live air or rebroadcast, I was introduced to the string cheese incident. I moved into a house in Boulder, and the room I rented used to be the room of Michael Kang. No shit. And yeah, and the guy I rented, I lived with, this guy named John, one of the greatest guys to ever live. He passed away last year. God rest his soul. Uh, he would take me to the shows. I got to go below the stage at Red Rocks and hang out with the cheese. That was pretty special. That was really special. So I seen them. At that time, I was introduced to Keller Williams, and those kind of guys that kind of changed my life. I gotta tell you. And I would not have made it through the pandemic the way I did if it wasn't for Circles Around the Sun. Neil Cassell, wow. That's what I'm hooked on now. I gotta, usually every day I gotta get panicking, I gotta get my fix, and now I gotta get in Circles. And I'm glad to see they're touring again after Neil's passing, but it's beautiful stuff. I think everybody needs a little more of that stuff in their life,
I could not agree with you more. And anyone who knows me knows of my decades long fandom with Mr. Williams. Actually, behind me, I've got a signed mandolin, some pictures from that era, from the late 90s and on. And can honestly say that those are influences in my life that have definitely led me here today.
Good. I got to give it to a guy like Keller. He shows up barefoot and smiling. Come on. Where you going with that? You can't get better than that.
And you know what? He's the same as he's been, and people love it. And I just find that so amazing. After all these years, every time I see him, it's that same feeling of just let's have a good time, let's enjoy what we're doing, and let me put 8 strings on my guitar, and it works.
Good, and another thing too, since you had asked me where I met you, where we were together at a gala in Denver at New Conscious. What a place! I love that place. Beautiful. I can't wait to get back out to Denver. And if anybody's never seen that place, if you're going to Denver, you gotta check out New Conscious. What a sound system and the lights. Woo! I love them.
Yes, they're excellent. I was there actually a bit this spring, and they are constantly just doing it up more and more every time I'm there, just making everything better. And it's a fantastic spot, excellent music that they bring in.
Yeah, I seen that they got the what are they showing now? You could leave Red Rocks on a party bus, and take you right there after the show, and they don't let you out of there till 4 a.m.
That's right. That's been my experience, and it's a good time. Well, one of the reasons you might love it so much is because when I'm in there, I really don't want to know what time it is. I'm having so much fun. It could be 5 a.m., and a lot of the folks that I see over there could definitely hang that
No,
long.
it's like a psychedelic casino, but you don't lose money.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah. No clocks on the wall. They pump oxygen in there.
That's perfect. That's what we need. I love it.
Psychedelic casinos.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen, I think one thing that people tend to find really interesting in the conversations I have on this show is learning a little bit more about you. And you've already shared so much, but is there one thing that most people do not know about you, but maybe you wish that they did?
Well, hmm. Hmm. Well, I'm a very frugal shopper. I love shopping. I love deals. Um, I love matchboxes. I love Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels really are my thing more than anything now. I think so. And I've got. I'll tell you about it later. But I got a couple gifts lately with the Hot Wheels thing going on. But I'm a frugal shopper, and I bet you people don't know that.
See,
I find the deals.
these are great. Well, I respect that very much. I grew up
Yeah.
that way. Um, I could do a whole show on my Poshmark shopping habits, but I'm going to leave that off to the side for just the moment. That may be where I got this jacket. I won't say
Oh,
for sure.
another thing that people don't know about me, I, s- I use way too much toilet paper. I use way too much toilet paper. So that's something I could let people know, I guess.
You know what? You got to do what you got to do. I mean,
Yeah,
right? It's there if you need
yeah,
it. Use it.
yeah.
Once.
I got like a catcher's mitt in my hand, before I go do this stuff.
You have to be prepared in this world. So know what you're getting into.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question because I never would have talked about that, I guess.
See, we find out lots of things about people this way.
Yeah,
So,
this is
Daddio,
great. This is great.
so why do you do what you do? What draws you to your work?
Okay, yeah, that's a really good question. How did I become a spokesmodel? I guess is probably where I should start. Um, you might notice, well, I know this is going to be on the radio, but you could see me. We're having a virtual discussion. I have a sweatsuito on. It's a velour tracksuit, bedazzled and all. So I got fitted for it. And the people over there at Sweatsuito said, man, we should make you the spokesmodel. You look so good in that. So they made me a couple pairs. I actually got a couple with me here. Uh, and then I met a guy, he did this box of magic, this big box of magic. He did a Kickstarter and he's got a big box of magic tricks. And he asked me, he found me. I was in Reno. I was still in Reno. I had a little side gig going on. Would you say a glorified golf cart? That's what I was driving. And I would drive you from one casino to the other, kind of like the party bus at Red Rocks to New Conscious. So when I was driving, it's called Daddio's Mustache Rides. That was on the top and big neon lights and it flashed. So I would take people around Reno. So I kind of got some notoriety that way. And this guy found me and he asked me to be a spokesmodel for his box of magic tricks. So here I am. I'm going around to the trade shows and doing magic tricks. And then one thing leads to another. Then I get seen by another guy. And he says, hey, Daddio, I was on a podcast. Would you like to be in a movie? I said, okay. So now I'm in this movie coming out. They got me in the movie in the shuru process coming out. Uh, so I don't know. I don't know if it's anything that I'm doing on purpose. I'm just kind of following the energy. I'm putting it out there. Uh, Gonna go down to Peru. Gonna do some ayahuasca. I think. I'm not sure, but I heard good things about it, and I do like to throw up a lot, so that works for me. Uh, but yeah, yeah, it's gonna be a good thing. And that's one thing I didn't mention. One thing that came out of this spokesmodeling gig and just kind of being around. There's a movie coming out, and it's called it didn't get made yet, but it's written. It's called Chairlift, and it's a stoner ski flick, I guess. I don't know, but I know the guys who wrote it. The wild dudes, guys and girls. So I'm gonna be in that movie, man. They put me in that movie, which is something special. So I'm sure I'm gonna get the Daddy-O anthem in that movie. But yeah, I think we're gonna be coming out to Colorado, maybe Utah, some of those places, and film that thing. And I sure would. I sure would like to talk to you again before that. Maybe go to
Absolutely.
a show with you out there.
Well, I think it's a perfect place to be to make a movie like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. And they had me. They had me. I don't know if this is answering your question of why do I do what I do. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Uh, so you go to this thing. They got a website out now, and it's called World Wide Web, and then your period chairliftmovie.com. You'll probably abbreviate it, right? Like www period chairliftmovie.com. And you go to the website, and they have a website up now. And then they had me do a narration for a little sizzle reel of what's to come. So that just came out this week.
Excellent.
That's new. That's pretty new.
That is
I'm
new.
pretty excited.
Absolutely. And Daddio, I will make sure that I share everything so that people can
Oh,
find what you've got and make themselves familiar. Plus, all your favorite music. We're going to be looping that in all over the place.
yeah. So I shared with you on my electronic mail a playlist that I had, and I hope you like it. And then I said you could choose any songs you want for the show, and then you would have me here talking in between the songs, I guess, something like that. That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah. A
I
little
can't
music,
wait.
a little chat, little music, a little chat.
Oh, this is. Oh, I would like to be a monthly guest with you, Amanda. This is going to be fun.
This is
I'm
what we
really.
do. I mean, I sit here in
Uh,
fabulous coats and just talk to people, and it's wonderful.
that's great. Maybe I'll get you one of these. You see that? It's a gold plated solo cup.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah, bedazzled. It matches my sweatcedo and my rings and stuff.
It does. I just learned that the marks on that cup measure all kinds of things. I didn't know that before.
Like what? What did you
So
do?
they measure a shot, a half a cup, a full cup. So you could basically use it when you're making drinks or whatnot.
Oh,
Yeah. No accidents
I
today.
like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Mm,
Well, there you go. I mean, we're learning. This is fantastic. So
yeah.
yeah. Um, I have this is a tough question sometimes for people who are passion driven and creative, and
Okay.
those are my favorite kind of people. But I'm just
Okay.
wondering, so this might be a tricky one. If there is a best moment or a moment that really comes to your mind that you've had, quote unquote, on the job through all the different things you've done, right? Is there anything that really stands out to you so far out of all your experiences?
Hmm. Sure. Okay. There is one. This would take me back to Reno a few years back. There was a young girl who lost her parents, okay, in a mudslide, outside Reno, and she was heartbroken. And a friend of mine had a horse, and she was a horse lover, and I was able to take him over to her place. This is probably like 3 or 4 months after her parents passed away, and I knew them. God rest their soul, they're good people. Tragic accident, mudslides. So we brought the horse over, and the look on her face, because I'd seen her crying, I'd seen her so upset. The look on that little girl's face when I got that horse and that guy over there, we built a little round pen, got her a saddle. It was an amazing thing, and I would not have even known the dude with the horse had I not been out spokesmodeling and hanging out with these guys at some shows. So I guess that kind of just stands out when you ask that question. As far as a memorable moment and what I'm like most proud of being around. Wow, you should have seen it. Oh, I
I
never told that story before. I'm getting sweaty.
Yeah, that is a very deep emotional thing. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for asking me and bringing it out of me
Absolutely.
after all
Absolutely.
these years.
Well, we're not done with that yet, though. I have to just warn you because it is just about time for the infamous two truths and a lie game that I like to play with everyone. So
Okay,
if you're up for it, let me just share a little bit about what we do. So I will often
okay.
ask people to think about three statements, um, two of them being true, so things that happened, one of them, the lie, not true, and I'm going to try to guess which one I think is the lie. Are you up for it?
Of course I'm up for it, and I practiced for it
Oh,
to stump you, man.
okay,
Yeah,
good. Good, good,
to
good.
stump.
I used to be really great at this game and then I don't know what happened. So maybe I can redeem myself a little bit today and guess. So
Well, I will take no happiness or pride in you losing. So hopefully you get it and you get back on track. You get back on track and get your life back together.
I know. You know, I always say I'm not competitive, but that's my lie. So I just gave mine away. But I still say it anyway. Okay, well, whenever you are ready, you can
Okay.
share your statements and then we'll see how I do.
Okay. So I'm gonna say three things, and you see what the lie is. Hold on. Hold on. You hear that?
I
Hold
do.
on one second. Right. Yep. Yep. Yeah, cut. Yeah, throw them outside the door. Just pick them up. Okay, thanks, Bobby. Bye. Hold on there, Amanda.
Take
Yeah.
your
Oh, I got my sweatcedo dry cleaners here. So I'm gonna drop my
time.
sweatcedo.
Awesome.
I got my sweatcedos. They're gonna dry clean them. Okay. Sorry, Amanda. Get back.
All right.
Hey, this is my old school home team. Panic. I love these guys. Okay,
Oh,
listen.
wonderful.
Number one, three statements. So this was given to me. This is well, I can explain it because everybody can't see, but they'll be listening to Daddy or Amanda. This is a Little Mac 60-second burger machine. It was the original George Foreman grill, and it was the most exciting thing from Hamilton Beach since the Butter Up Popper, says Joe Namath. This was given to me by Joe Namath. Okay? Yeah, okay. At a card show that I met him at, that I was spokesmodeling at. Okay.
Excellent.
That's the first one. This is the second one. If you could see it. This is a 1969 New York Jets Super Bowl ring. Joe Namath gave this to me at a different card show that we was at, and I was spokesmodeling. And I wear it every day. If you ever see a picture of me with it, I got it on. That's the second one. You might think I know Joe Namath now. Here's the number three. Right here, you could see this. This is a Hot Wheels, hand painted, custom painted by Dave Schools, Widespread Panic, a gift for Daddy-O. He sends me these a couple times a year, like I told you, with pen pals. And this was hand painted, and I love it, and I keep it with me. So those are the three things that I'm telling you.
Okay. First of all, I have to say you are the first person that has ever brought objects to this conversation. So thank you because that was awesome. I appreciate it. That makes this like up a couple levels for sure.
Sure. Well, that helps with the marketing.
Of course. We know what's going on. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm just gonna work through this a little bit in my mind. So we've got the Joe Namath, the ring. That ring is amazing. And schools with that car. I really want that third statement to be true so badly. The Matchbox car, painted, custom. So I have to put that as one of your truths just because I really want that one to be true. So that leaves me with the first and second statements, and I'm going to pick one of those and say that one of those is not true. So I'm going to say that the second statement with the ring is not true.
You're absolutely right.
Really?
You're absolutely right. And as a matter of fact, Joe Namath did give me this. It was in his trunk of his car, and we were in the parking lot. He gave me this. This is Little Mac, gently used. You can tell it's gently used. Anyway, and the true statement, these are hand painted by Schools himself. I'll probably paint him in his house or something.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, yeah, I met Schools at a Hot Wheel convention in Reno a couple of years back, and we've kept in touch, and I love the guy.
You know what? That is amazing. I love that so much. I just had this flashback to my high school boyfriend. His dad was really into model trains and had gotten to know
Uh-huh.
Neil Young. Neil Young would always be at train conventions, and they became buddies.
That's it. I think I think when you take these guys out of their when they're not meeting people like fandom kind of meets,
Hmm.
just regular guys on the street looking at toy cars, the 64th scale or something, you can create a bond that can't be created
Hmm.
any other way.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me tell you one other thing, Amanda. I forgot to tell you. This is crazy, but I did. I launched a website, and I would be so upset if I didn't tell you. It's again World Wide Web, the initials www.daddiosugar.com, and you can get that box of magic that I'm a spokesmodel for. You can get this flaming wallet. You ever see the flaming wallet? Watch this. Well, you can see. It really lights up. You
Yeah,
go,
it does.
yeah, it's genuine leather from China. Um, but yeah, go to that. And I love. I've been selling a lot of flaming wallets, I tell you. So yeah, I got a new website out. I forgot to tell you about that. DaddyOSugar.com.
Excellent.
Yeah, where's my head at? I'm so excited about the interview. I forgot about trying to sell my website to everybody.
Well, we want to get it out there, and that kind of leads me to the last thing that I usually check in with people about because it's really important, and I'm curious to see your answer because during the earlier days of the COVID era, there were certain things that I heard a lot. But the question is, and this is, important to me to support you and your work, what are the things in your opinion that myself or others could do to support you and the scene right now? What are some of the things that you think would really be helpful?
Hmm. Well, I think what I'm a fan of is this is what I'm a fan of. So if you are listening to this or you're watching something and you see a post, I never used to do this, but I started doing this over the past year. Like here I go, I mentioned this guy again, Schools, my pen pal. I see him put on the Instagram, uh, here's a playlist I made, or here's this, check it out. All of a sudden, I'm going on there to Tron Gone Gang. Holy crap. Some of the best stuff I'm into now is just from listening to somebody say something and I go follow it. And just opened up a whole new world to me. But yeah, what could they do to support what I'm up to? Check out DaddyOSugar.com, chairliftmovie.com, bigboxofmagic.com. I don't know. It's a lot of .coms, but it's all. I'm very excited about this movie coming out. This stoner ski movie. This is going to be hilarious. But yeah, I'd love you to check that out because I do have I do a narration on the sizzle reel on that website, and there's some pretty good movement on that, and who knows? I'll probably get a cameo in the movie.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I think that'd be
I'm
great.
gonna bring that Hot Wheels with me.
And you didn't know it, but this is my audition right now.
I love it. I wish people could see you. I hope you're gonna put some pictures up.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah. We,
yeah.
we we got all that. We'll be putting out a bunch of fun stuff around
When
this.
I see you wearing that, I can smell you. You know what I mean? Like I know exactly what you smell like because
Yes,
that's beautiful.
fine Corinthian leather.
Yeah,
Also, one of
like a pinto. You probably smell like a pinto.
I know. And what's better than that? You can't bottle it. It's really difficult. So you got to get it other ways.
Yeah, yeah. My babysitter used to have a pinto, and when I got in that car, I just that smell. So when I see those coats, she used to wear a coat like that. So I smell a pinto station wagon when I see that. Even though you may not smell like a pinto, but she wore that. So you remind me of her, and
Oh,
that's beautiful.
awesome. Awesome. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And
Yeah.
you know what? There's far worse things than a Pinto. So,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, it brings me back to a happy place.
I love that. I do love that. So I want to thank you so much for your time. But before we wrap up, I have to ask, there is something
Oh,
behind you, and I can't
okay.
tell if it's Johnny Cash or Bill Murray. You are awesome.
Okay.
Right behind you.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's on my
Yeah.
laptop. It's Bill
Ah,
Murray, and he says, "You're awesome."
well, anything with Bill's face on it is going to make my day.
Yeah, I got all my Panic stuff here. Neil Casaro. Oh yeah, look at this. To take a tour of the laptop. I
Look at
love it.
that. I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, I had to ask because that face was just smiling at me, yours and his, the whole
Uh,
time. Is very comforting.
I love Bill Murray.
Oh, me
What
too. My life has been greatly improved by his work. That is for
But
sure.
he's got a guy doesn't even have a manager. You can't get in touch with him, I hear.
You just,
So
you,
kind of modeled my own self after that.
yes. And I can't remember when it was, but there was a documentary or something put out, and it was basically stories of people who had randomly met Bill Murray at different events and
Okay, yeah,
show up at people's weddings and,
yeah.
you
You show
know,
up, get shit faced with him.
it's amazing.
And I know a girl, actually my seamstress, uh, lives out in Wyoming now. But, she lived in Charleston, South Carolina, and Bill Murray owns a minor league baseball team. Guy just you know, walks around like he's a bartender, in and out of the junks. What a great guy.
I'll tell you, if I could get to a point in my life where I could just saddle up, make some cocktails, and shoot the shit with people, and at any time that would be welcome, then you know you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Daddio, I want to thank you so much for your time. This has been fantastic. And
I loved it. I loved
yes,
it. Would love to come back and give you updates. And this has been really great, Amanda. Thank you.
oh, my pleasure. We will be sharing the date for airing and all of that
Oh,
very
okay.
soon. But
Okay.
I want to thank you. And yeah, we'll be looking forward to all the fun things that you've got coming up.
I love it.
Perfect.